Holy mackerel, it's here! Oh my god. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Finally! After years of waiting and hearing about tidbits and seeing a few clips of it on YouTube, I can finally play Kingdom Hearts 3! Well, let's not waste any more time, shall we? Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Oral Reports. Now, I want to remind you guys that I love Kingdom Hearts. No matter how complicated the story becomes, I still think it's a great video game series, even if there are some issues, like sometimes the gameplay, but what does it for me was the story, and of course the many different worlds that Sora and the gang visit throughout the franchise. And of course, so far, we learned about the foretellers from the Age of Fairy Tales in Kingdom Hearts Key, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus's tragic fates in Birth by Sleep, Sora's first adventure in Kingdom Hearts, his journey through Castle Oblivion in Chain of Memories, Riku's journey to face his darkness in Reverse Rebirth, Roxas's life in the organization in 358 over 2 days, Sora's awakening, and new journey to stop Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts 2, Mickey's data analysis of Jiminy's journal in Coded, Aqua's journey through the Realm of Darkness in 0.2, and of course, we get Sora and Riku's Mark of Mastery exam in Dream Drop Distance. And now, after years of waiting, we finally get the newest installment. So let's get started. Released for the PS4 and Xbox One in Japan on January 25th, and in North America on January 29th, 2019, the game is Kingdom Hearts 3. Now let's start off with the story of the game. After setting off on his new adventure, Sora seeks out Hercules and, through training, regains his lost powers after what happened with Xehanort in Dream Drop Distance, completing his Mark of Mastery exam and becoming a Keyblade Master. Afterwards, Sora, Donald, and Goofy set off to many worlds to search for 7 Guardians of Light and the key to return hearts, as well as find a way to restore those in organization connected to Sora, like Roxas, Xion, and Naminé. Meanwhile, King Mickey and Riku search for the lost Keyblade wielders, Ventus, Terra, and Aqua, in an attempt to stop Master Xehanort's plan to balance the light and darkness, which will ultimately lead to the final showdown between Sora and Master Xehanort. So, what do I personally think of this game? Well, this game was absolutely fantastic and glorious. But, to further explain why I enjoy it, let's talk about the gameplay. Now, similar to the first 2 main games, the player can choose their growth path in the beginning. The first set of options are Wisdom, Vitality, and Balance, and the second set of options are Guardian, Warrior, and Mystic. The command menu from Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 return, and the gauges for Donald and Goofy now appear next to Sora's in the bottom right corner of the screen instead of above. The MP gauge from Kingdom Hearts 2 makes a comeback, and the focus gauge, which originated from Birth by Sleep, makes a comeback too, and is used for shot locks, which are now tied to the Keyblades you collect throughout your journey. Also, shortcuts return, which function just like they did in Kingdom Hearts 2. However, there is one new feature, which is the ability to arrange commands in 3 separate configurations, kind of similar to the deck system with the cards from Chain of Memories and the panel system from 358 over 2 days. Also, thanks to Master Yensid, forms return in this game too, but unlike the versions from Kingdom Hearts 2, the forms in this game include Second Form, which grants Sora clothing based on his outfit from Kingdom Hearts 2, and gives him access to familiar abilities. Guardian Form, which emphasizes defensive capabilities. Strike Form, which grants Sora red clothing with an urban camouflage design and transforms his Keyblade for powerful attacks. Element Form, which possesses aptitude in magic and long-range attacks like Wisdom Form, and allows Sora to glide along the ground and grants Quick Run and the ability to cast magic while moving. Blitz Form, which emphasizes speed and mobility. Rage Form, where Sora takes on the appearance of a pureblood Heartless, pretty similar to Anti-Form, and envelops his Keyblade in darkness for quick and powerful attacks. It activates when the player takes extensive and repeated damage, regardless of current Keyblades. And, of course, there's Ultimate Form, which changes Sora's clothes to a design similar to his final form, and allows him to teleport around the battlefield and wields multiple swords in battle, overwhelming enemies with fast and powerful swipes that also possess great range. During these form changes, Sora's Keyblade can transform into various items, like a double bowgun or a chariot to attack enemies. Each Keyblade, has at least 2 transformations, with the second activating if Sora connects enough combos, similar to command styles or situation commands. Also, Sora can switch between 3 keychains by pressing the right direction button while the cursor is on the attack command. Furthermore, Keyblades can now level up and become stronger. Now here's where we talk about attraction flow. This lets the party execute skills based on classic Disney theme park attractions, like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Mad Tea Party, King Arthur Carousel, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, Grizzly River Run, and Peter Pan's Flight. But these attractions might have different names depending on which Disney park you go to. Now let's talk about the graphics. Like back cover and 0.2, the graphics are absolutely flawless, and the environments look really wonderful. Plus, there are times where the graphics look like they were taken from the CGI Disney and Pixar films. Also, like 0.2, the magic affects the surrounding areas. For example, Blizzard will create a sheet of ice to slide on, and Orro will move and shape the grass. There are also several objects that can drop certain items, as well as HP, MP, or focus balls whenever you hit or break them with your Keyblade. Plus, the summon system operates very differently from in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. However, the summons in this game are called links. They consist of Ariel's Lagoon Showtime, Wreck-It Ralph's 8-Bit Blast, Simba's King Flare, Meow Wow's Wonder Balloon, and Stitch's Plasma Encounter. The worlds featured in this game include Olympus from Hercules, the Kingdom of Corona from Tangled, Arendelle from Frozen, and it makes me really excited for the upcoming sequel, the Caribbean from Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End, the 100 Acre Wood from many of the Winnie the Pooh films, San Francisco from Big Hero 6, including a couple Pixar worlds like Toy Box from the Toy Story quadrilogy, and Monstropolis from Monsters, Inc. Plus, You also get to go to Twilight Town, where you reunite with Hayner, Hence, and Olette, as well as Scrooge McDuck, now voiced by Ann Rydell, who is running a restaurant called Le Grand Bistro with Remy from Ratatouille. The Dark World, where you go rescue Aqua, the Land of Departure, where you wait Ventus, the Final World, which I think could be this game's version of Heaven, the Keyblade Graveyard, where you fight the real Organization 13, and Scala ad Caelum, where your final battle with Master Xehanort takes place. Also, like the previous games, Disney characters will join Sora's team as temporary party members. Speaking of which, now the limit of party members has been expanded from 3 to 5. So, Donald and Goofy no longer need to be replaced, and that's just awesome. The AI has been improved, so allies can invite Sora into special techniques, similar to the limit attacks from Kingdom Hearts 2. Also, the party members who join Sora, aside from Donald and Goofy, are Hercules, Woody and Buzz, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, aka Eugene Fitzherbert, Mike Wazowski and Sully Sullivan, Marshmallow, Jack Sparrow, and Baymax. Other characters who join you are Riku, Kairi, Lee, Roxas, Xion, Ventus, Aqua, and Mickey Mouse. Also, while you mostly play as Sora, you do temporarily play as Riku and Aqua. Also, during your journey, Sora, Donald, and Goofy get new forms depending on which world they're in. For example, they become toys in Toy Box, monsters in Monstropolis, and pirates in the Caribbean. Also, in this game, there's a new movement mechanic called free running, which allows Sora to run up walls, and he can air step when using shot locks. Also for this game, text boxes while talking to non-playable characters have been removed. In other words, the dialogue in this game is now fully voiced. The player can also teleport between save points in worlds instead of going to the main menu. The game also contains several mini-games, such as a cooking mini-game with Remy in Twilight Town, the Varan Run robot battle in Toy Box, the festival dance with Rapunzel in the Kingdom of Corona, the Frozen Slider game in Arendelle, the Flash Tracers in San Francisco, the Harvesting games in Rabbit's Garden, and the classic Kingdom games. Also, the Gummy Ship returns with a revised system, and going between worlds is more open world. Also for this game, Sora has a Gummy phone, which can take pictures of the environment, do selfies, as well as take pictures of lucky emblems, which are hidden Mickeys that are hidden in different worlds. The amount of lucky emblems photographed is tied to unlocking the secret ending. For example, if you're on beginner mode, the player must photograph all of them, but on proud mode, the player needs to photograph a few of them. Plus, the Gummy phone takes on the role for Jimmy's journal, where the journal entries are stored, along with character files, adversaries, secret reports, game records, and more. Also, theater mode in this game is unlocked by completing Olympus. However, unlike before, the cutscenes are now unlocked by completing each world, rather than having to complete the game itself. There are also some downloadable contents, or DLCs, for the game, either adding additional elements or in the form of Keyblades. Some are only available as pre-order bonuses. These include Starlight, which can be earned by achieving certain scores in the Classic Kingdom mini-games in Kingdom Hearts Union Key, Dusk Till Dawn, which is available by pre-ordering the game from Amazon, which is what I've done, Midnight Blue, which is available when you pre-order the game from PlayStation, the Phantom Green, which is available when you pre-order it from Microsoft. Also, there is a memory archive, which was released on the launch date based on the respective region that will show past events in the series in video format. These memory archives are narrated by Chirithy, voiced by Laura Jill Miller, to help inexperienced players catch up with the storyline, which is currently being used on Square Enix's Japanese website. And don't worry, the English release for this DLC was given an English dub too. The epilogue ending for Kingdom Hearts 3 was released on the day after the date of the game's release. For each region, it is unlocked by completing the game, and the secret ending video was released on January 31st, 2019 for all regions, and has been stated to require completing the game under certain conditions based on your difficulty level, similar to past games. Plus, there are certain things that were very interesting throughout the game. For example, the game has 2 theme songs. The opening song is called Face My Fears, which is sung by Utada Hikaru and Skrillex, and the ending song is called Don't Think Twice, also performed by Utada Hikaru. Also, in my opinion, these songs are very emotional and powerful. In worlds like Olympus, the Caribbean, and Arendelle, Goofy uses his shield as a sled. You can find ingredients for Remy to cook with throughout your journey, and Sora can battle enemies with Gigas robots in the Toy Box world. And he gets his own ship, the Leviathan, in the Caribbean. Monstropolis is the only world, aside from the Keyblade Graveyard, where you can fight the Unversed. In San Francisco, Sora calls his team Keyblade Hero 3, and he gets an AR device from Hiro Hamada. Also, am I the only one who thinks that one of the final battles with Master Xehanort feels like something out of Doctor Strange? And there are a few parts that bring back memories from previous games, and a few that reference Kingdom Hearts Key, which I think could be foreshadowing the future of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Plus, it was pretty interesting and epic that Disney villains like Mother Gothel and Prince Hans become powerful Heartless bosses. And it was pretty shocking that Baymax's first model came back as a corrupted enemy. Plus, like the Beast from Kingdom Hearts 2, we get to fight Marshmallow before he joins Sora. And we also get to fight other Disney enemies, like the Rock, Ice, Lava, and Tornado Titans, Davy Jones, and the Kraken. Plus, I'm glad that we finally get to see Marluxia and Larxene's Nobody minions, which are called Reapers and Ninjas. Also, while they're not too much of a threat throughout this game, Maleficent and Pete are mostly looking for some sort of black box that I still don't understand about due to the complication of Key's story. Also, while you fight the Demon Tide in the Keyblade Graveyard, the final climax gives a shout out to all the top 500 players from Key Union Cross. Lastly, in 7 of the worlds, you meet a flan-shaped Heartless with a fruit-shaped crown, which are known as the Flantastic 7. To me, these guys are pretty similar to the Mushroom 13 from Kingdom Hearts 2, due to them giving you a different challenge in order to get a special surprise for a high score. Plus, while most of the enemies are new to this game, there are some familiar ones like Shadows, Neo Shadows, Soldiers, Air Soldiers, which are now in a Roman design, large bodies, Power Wilds, the Dark Side, the Demon Tower, Demon Tide, the Flood Rings, Water, Flame, and Earth Core Heartless from 0.2, the Flood Unversed, the Dusks, Snipers, Gamblers, Sorcerers, and Berserker Nobodies, along with Anti-Aqua, which is Aqua corrupted by dark energy, courtesy of Xehanort's Heartless, and I'm happy that I was right all along about her not becoming another Xehanort. And lastly, there's Master Xehanort's 13 Darknesses, which are all villains we've faced before in previous games. The new enemies that stick out to me the most are the ones that resemble those magic element Heartless from previous games. However, this time they're named Vermilion Samba, Marine Rumba, Gold Beat, and Malachite Bolero. There's also the Raging Vulture, which feels like the ruler of the sky from 358 over 2 days, but much, much better. The Lump of Horror, which I think is an unversed version of the Leech Grave. The Dark Cubes, which kind of resemble the bug blocks from Coded, and Heroes Microbots from Big Hero 6, and they act like Master Hand from Super Smash Bros. The Catastrochorus, which is a dinosaur-shaped Heartless. The Lightning Angler, which is the only underwater boss in the game, unless you count Armored Xehanort's Phase 2. The Parasol Beauty, which looks like a Heartless version of Mary Poppins. The Toy Troopers, which sometimes pilot the Gigas robots. And Marionettes, which are Heartless that possess the toys in Toy Box, like the Beasts and Bugs, Patchwork Animals, Air Droids, Bouncy Pets, Supreme Smashers, Buzz Lightyear, and Angelic Amber. And of course, there are 2 types of Turtle Toad unversed. One is the normal Turtle Toad, and the other one is the Spiked Turtle Toad. Also, I understand that Kingdom Hearts is mainly inspired by the Star Wars films. Well, that may be true, but in my opinion, for this game, it feels kind of like the final Harry Potter film, along with, a few Avengers plots. Plus, Aqua and Ventus's role kind of reminds me of Elena of Avalor, sort of. Also, like the previous games, there are a few Disney songs featured here, like Winnie the Pooh, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me, You Got a Friend in Me, The Healing Incantation, and of course, Let It Go and Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Yeah, I understand that many folks out there are irritated with Frozen, but I'm not one of them. But I am relieved that Fixer Upper is not featured in this. Also, there are several voice actors that I need to mention that are very memorable to me. For example, it was great hearing Susan Egan's voice as Megara again, due to the fact that I got to meet her a couple times a while back. Haley Joel Osment is great while voicing Sora, but as Vanitas, he sounds very twisted and nasty. Still makes me wonder how his sister Emily feels about his performance as that psycho. Jim Hanks, Tom Hanks' brother, does a great performance as Woody. Jared Butler does fantastic while voicing Jack Sparrow, and in my opinion, he sounds almost exactly like Johnny Depp. Also, it is pretty clever that the game used Mary Gibbs' audio archive for Boo. Quentin Flynn is very memorable as Lee, aka Axel. David Gallagher is awesome as Riku and his replica counterpart. Alison Stoner is very sweet as Kairi and Shion. Laura Jill Miller was quite a surprise while she does Chirithy's voice. Jesse McCartney hasn't lost his touch while voicing Roxas and Ventus. Brett Ewan does a great performance as Mickey Mouse ever since Birth by Sleep. And of course, our new Master Xehanort voice actor, Rutger Hauer, best known from Blade Runner and Batman Begins, does a great performance, but he does not top Leonard Nimoy. May the guy rest in peace. Also, other voice actors like Tate Donovan, Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel, Paul Briggs, Josh Gad, Scott Adsit, Ryan Potter, Zachary Levi, Vincent Carrazza, Mark Hamill, Derek Stephen Prince, Jason Doring, Willa Holland, Corey Burton, Ryan O'Donoghue, Wallace Shawn, John Ratzenberger, Kevin McNally, Richard Epcar, Paul St. Peter, James Patrick Stewart, Kirk Thornton, Robin Atkin Downs, Keith Ferguson, Chanel Workman Gray, Drake Bell, and Ben Diskin are amazing too. However, there are a few flaws that I should point out. For example, Twilight Town is a tad smaller than in the previous games. I mean, you can only go to Market Street, the underground area, the woods, and the outside of the old mansion. Also, you don't get to visit the Arendelle village, and, well, Larxene, along with her icy labyrinth, makes me mad due to the fact that I despise that chick. Mandy Moore sadly does not reprise her role as Rapunzel, but I still think that Kelsey Lansdowne does a pretty good job. Also, the Stabbington brothers, along with Kanga, Eeyore, Owl, and Bootstrap Bill Turner, are absent here. Naminé does not appear until the end of the game. Plus, there's no Alan Tudyk or Stan Lee cameo. And with the exception of the Moogles, along with Cloud and Auron, there are no other Final Fantasy characters featured in this game. But the scenes that I liked in this game were when Sully scares Vanitas and throws him through multiple doors, and when Jack Sparrow breathes on Luxord, which, well, both were awesome. And it was pretty interesting that Anna, Elsa, and Rapunzel are three of the new Princesses of Heart, but I still wonder who the others are. Anyway, I also like the scene where Sora meets Lumpy from Pooh's Heavenland movie in the 100 Acre Wood level. Plus, it's pretty cool that Donald's nephews run a gummy shop in Twilight Town. And, well, I loved the part where Sora and Kairi finally share a Paopu fruit, as well as the part where Terra, Aqua, and Ventus are reunited, along with Lee, Roxas, and Xion. Also, I found it pretty surprising that Master Xehanort accepted his defeat at the end of the game. And now let's move on to my final words. Overall, Kingdom Hearts 3 is an epic game, despite a few flaws, but still, the graphics are absolutely amazing. Most of the worlds featured in this game are fun and really exciting to explore, and most of the bosses you face are really epic. There are also so many nostalgic moments throughout the story, and there are so many fun mini-games to play, and the characters you meet and join you on your quest are very memorable. Lastly, the story is very thought-provoking, action-packed, and of course, emotional. So, my rating for this game will be a 90% out of 100. But, while the Xehanort Saga may be over, it's still not over for the Kingdom Hearts franchise, because I've been hearing that there might be a Kingdom Hearts 4 in the future. But before that happens, there's going to be a new side quest, side game, which I think might have Kairi as the main character, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, that's all for now. Be sure to join me this Easter weekend, because I want to talk about a version of God that you'd never expect. Mustang Power.